Hi, thanks for checking out this video where you'll learn the basics of how to start your own pet business. I'm John. I'm the founder of the Dogs Love Running Pet Care Service, where we help your pets live longer and behave better through exercise. We've been in business for many years, and we're experts in the dog exercise and pet sitting industry. Now, this video is applicable to anyone that wants to get into any part of the pet business. So send this video to everyone you know who might want to join this exciting industry. And we've tried to keep this video as short as possible, but still give you all the important groundwork you'd want to know to start your business. But after watching this entire video, if it still seems like just too much work to get going yourself, give us a call. Maybe you can join up with us as a franchisee, because we've already done all the work for you. After watching this, feel free to contact us with any questions you have via the form on this page. If you're viewing this on a site like YouTube, go to dogsloverunning.com/webinar, where you can watch this video, submit our contact form, as well as find links to information sources we're going to talk about here shortly. Our video is a practical guide to give you a framework from a real business perspective. This isn't just some basic information on how to make business cards or where to put up flyers. You're going to learn real information on how to develop and grow a real business that can make real money. So with that in mind, let's get started. To begin with, a lot of people will tell you that you need a big, fancy business plan before you can start your business. I come from a formal, fancy MBA background where business plans are thought of pretty highly, but I can tell you from experience, you don't really need an entire business plan right this very second. Instead, what you should have is an answer to this one big, important question. What's your absolute end goal in starting your business? Is it for more money, more happiness, more time for yourself, or another reason? Many new business owners forget about this question when they begin. But if you can answer this all-important question, you can then work backwards to figure out all the pieces of your business puzzle. But with a very clear answer of what your end goal is, you can then figure out what direction you need to go in your business to get closer to this goal. Every day when you wake up, you need a very specific destination in mind so you know if you're on the right road to get there or not. Here are some questions to ask to help you figure out your destination. Will you run the business yourself or hire people? How big do you want the business to be? How much money do you want or even need to make? How many days a week and what hours during the day will you work? Thinking about and answering these questions before you spend even one single penny on your business can help you understand what you need to do today to get to your end goal tomorrow. So, let's say you figured out what that goal is. What's next? Well, unfortunately, here's where a lot of business owners go wrong. They simply forget to think about what makes them special. In other words, why would someone buy from you and not your competitor? What's your niche? What do you stand for? What do you give people that they just can't get anywhere else? Generally speaking, you can make yourself special by doing one of these three things. You can be the cheapest, kind of like Walmart. You can have the most incredible customer service and selection, like Amazon or Zappos. Or you can be the most irreplaceable and have the most unique, innovative, or valuable product or service that a customer can't easily find somewhere else, like Apple Computer. Typically, you can only be one of these three things. Trying to be all three at once just doesn't work. So once you've figured out how you're going to position yourself against your competitors, it's helpful to have these three things in mind. The first is a mission statement, which reminds you of what your daily goals are. The next is a vision statement, which reminds you of what your long-term, big picture goals are. And third are having some core values, which helps remind you and your customers what you stand for and what makes you special. So, now you've carved out a little niche for yourself, and we understand why someone might buy from you. Now we have to understand what exactly are you going to sell. Exactly what products and or services will you be offering? For example, if you're a service business, will you do dog walking, pet sitting, boarding, daycare, pooper scooper, pet taxi, house sitting, overnight stays, or maybe something else? Think about what you like doing. If getting outside and exercising is up your alley, then maybe starting a dog walking service is a great option for you. Or if you'd rather stay inside and cuddle up with some pets, then perhaps starting an overnight care service is a better option. The bottom line is that you want to love what you do, because if you love what you do, you're far more likely to be doing a great job at it, and your customers will definitely notice that. So, after you figure out exactly what you're going to sell, the next thing that people have the biggest problem with typically is marketing. how are you going to let people know that your business exists? Well, the good news here is that for the first time in history, you don't need a ton of money to beat your competitors. All you need are some brains and some effort. And all that's because of the internet. The internet can bring you a ton of success, and here are the main components to your digital strategy.
First, you'll need a good website. You can start with something like WordPress. You'll also want some basic pay-per-click advertising knowledge, so you know how to use resources like Google AdWords. A good book to get you started there is The Ultimate Guide to Google AdWords. And you'll need an understanding of how people search the internet and why it's so important for your website to be able to be found just when people are looking for you. A good book to get you started there is Marketing in the Age of Google. Of course, you also want to meet people in person. That means giving business cards to every dog-related business in your area to spread the word. You can't be in this business without developing solid relationships with your customers, so you need to be out and about to meet them where they can see, hear, and interact with you.
And here's a tip. Forget everything you know about traditional advertising. That means forget about TV, radio, newspaper, yellow pages ads, and everything else that costs a ton of money to broadcast your message to people who are not actively looking for you. All right, so now we know how people are going to hear of you. Now, what are you actually going to say when they call you? Well, there's lots that people will ask you about, but the one thing everyone wants to know is your price. So let's touch on that. To determine how much to charge, the best thing to do is to research your competition. Find the highest and lowest prices from your competitors. And once you do that, a lot of people are going to tell you that you should go right in the middle and charge the average. But let me tell you, don't do it. Being in the middle is the kiss of death because it doesn't give anyone a single reason to buy from you. Instead, you should be at one end of the range or the other. You could be the cheapest because to a lot of people, the lowest cost is a good reason to buy. Or you could be at the highest, which implies to many people that you're somehow the best. And being the best for a lot of people is also a very good reason why someone would pick you over someone else. Once you have a customer in hand, another great thing to talk about aside from price is exactly when you're available to work with this client. Generally speaking, the pet industry is a 24/7 job, and working every single day of the year is a fabulous way to burn out very, very quickly. So, set boundaries up front with clients right at the beginning, and let them know exactly when you're able to take phone calls and emails from them. If you don't, you're definitely going to be getting requests from your clients all hours of the day, all days of the week. And if you can't deliver immediately, they're going to be mad. Possibly worse, they might talk about your company in a negative manner. So set those boundaries up front and save yourself headaches down the road. All right, so you've got people buying from you now. What happens if lots and lots and lots and lots of people start buying from you? What are you going to do next? You have either two options. You can do everything yourself, or you can add people to your team. Here are the major pros and cons of both. If you operate it by yourself, you control everything, but your income is limited. If you operate your business with a team, there's potentially an unlimited income, but you'll have management responsibilities. Think now about which you'd be interested in doing, because if you're even somewhat successful in your business, you'll eventually come to a fork in the road where you have to make this choice about hiring people or not. So you've gone through the planning, and we've got a strategy in place for how you're going to run the business for both today as well as tomorrow. So now we got to really get the company going. Starting a business can be tricky, but it's not too hard if you know where to start. The first thing to do is to figure out what type of business form you want to take on. You could be a sole proprietorship, or a corporation, or a partnership, among other possibilities. To get a good overview of the types of business structures you can choose from, as well as to actually file the forms you need to submit to your local government agencies, you can check with a certified public accountant. You can probably find one in your local area, and you can also check out a service like LegalZoom.com. There's lots of information there on the business structures you can choose from and the pros and cons of each. Plus, getting a business set up through them is relatively inexpensive, usually only a few $100s. Once your business is set up, you need to get insurance before you make any pet visits. Don't get insurance after you get clients. Here are 3 places you can find insurance: Pet Sitters Associates, Business Insurers, and Kennel Pro Insurance. Now you've got your business set up, you've got the proper insurance, And now you need an agreement to give to customers for them to sign so they know what they agreed to. Now there's lots of legal mumbo jumbo that you could include in this agreement, but here are really the basics of what you need. Who the agreement is between, you and the customer, what you're doing for the customer, how much you're charging the customer, business policies such as your payment requirements, insurance information, and your cancellation fees. In addition to the service agreement, you'll also need to document the pet's health and exactly what the client is asking you to do during the visit. You want to provide the best service possible, and asking them very specifically what they want done makes things very crystal clear from the outset. And finally, you'll want a veterinary release that gives you permission, or not, to get the pet some emergency medical attention in case you can't get in immediate contact with the owner in case of an emergency. Finally, all your strategic plans are in place and you're really ready to open your business. Here's what to do next.
Get your website up and running. This is crucial because this is the key way in which people are going to learn about you. Make sure you've got a working phone number and email for people to contact you. Get some business cards and other printed materials to give to people and to local pet businesses that can refer customers to you. Start doing some internet marketing with pay-per-click ads. And of course, go out and meet with people.
I know there's a lot of information here. In fact, the Dogs Love Running franchise training program takes multiple days to cover all this information and more, so it's pretty hard to cram it into such a short video. But what we've discussed really is the complete foundation of getting your business going, especially one focusing on dog exercise and pet sitting. If you want some more help with your pet business or your pet business ideas, feel free to contact us. We'd be more than happy to help. And if you're considering an opportunity related to dog walking, running, pet sitting, or something along those lines, why don't you consider joining up with us as a franchisee? We are pretty sure we could save you thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours of work over trying to reinvent the wheel yourself. But of course, there's no obligation to hear about our franchise. If you want some help with a pet business or a pet business idea, just give us a call and we'd be happy to talk with you. So, thanks for watching this video, and good luck with your business. Have a great day.